In today's video, we will see how the OET speaking subtest is scored, and we will walk through a real roleplay scenario step by step with full explanation of what works and why. If you are aiming for a higher score with consistency, this is the masterclass you have been waiting for. Let's get started. So the first one is what the OET speaking test actually assesses. When we're talking about OED, it is not looking for polished actors. They want real professionals who sound clear and competent, empathetic and engaged, organized and flexible in their communication. So we do have a criteria split here. The first one is linguistic criteria and the next one is clinical communication criteria. So when we talk about the linguistic criteria, that is an important criteria. First thing that we need to see here is the intelligibility. This refers to how clearly your speech is understood by the listener throughout the conversation. It involves your pronunciation, articulation, rhythm, and clarity of individual sounds and words. So, consistent clarity and ease of understanding are essential to meet this criteria effectively. And the second one is about fluency. Fluency focuses on a natural flow of your speech, right? So this includes maintaining a steady pace, avoiding frequent pauses or fillers, and connecting your thoughts smoothly. So the ability for you to speak continuously with minimal hesitation or self correction demonstrates control and confidence in your communication. Next comes the appropriateness of language. So, this criterion assesses whether the language you use is suitable for the patient and the clinical context, because that is pretty important. If you are using the vocabulary which the patient cannot understand, then it's of no use. And in your professional context, you are allowed to use the medical terminologies. But to patients, you need to break down, scaffold some of the things, right? So it includes using respectful, professional, and non technical language unless necessary and appropriately explained. The last one is the resources of grammar and expression. So this involves the range and the accuracy of your grammatical structures and vocabulary. You are expected to use varied sentence forms and expressive language naturally without sounding rehearsed. So, effective grammatical usage enhances clarity and demonstrates linguistic competence. Okay, then we will move on to our clinical communication criteria. So, here the first parameter is the relationship building. This is very important because it evaluates how well you can initiate and maintain a respectful, empathetic, and supportive interaction. It involves engaging the patient with a warm and caring tone, acknowledging their concerns, and making them feel heard and reassured throughout the consultation. Okay, and the next one is understanding patient's perspective. So here you're expected to show active listening and you should show genuine interest in the patient's concerns, feelings, and opinions. This includes responding to their emotional cues and adapting your communication based on what the patient shares with you. Then, based on that, providing structure. Okay, it refers to how logically and coherently you organize the conversation. You should guide the interaction clearly, moving smoothly from one point to the next while ensuring the patient can follow and stay engaged. So try to use structured dialogue which reflects professionalism and builds trust. The next one is information gathering. So, this means you have to ask relevant and purposeful questions to understand the patient's condition or the situation in a better way. Your questioning style should be in such a way that it needs to be very sensitive and appropriate, showing that you are genuinely interested in gathering information without overwhelming or interrogating the patient. And the last one is information giving. So you must convey important information in a clear, concise, and accessible manner. The focus is on simplifying complex clinical ideas without compromising accuracy. That is our main goal, okay? And you should ensure the patient fully understands your explanation. So, effective delivery means it should include appropriate checks for understanding. You have to reassure whether the patient understood it properly or not, and you have to provide opportunities for the patient to clarify. Okay, now let's see an example. So here is the scenario. If you want, you can just pause the video, try to read and understand the scenario. You are a nurse at a general practice. A 55-year-old male patient has recently been diagnosed with hypertension. He is anxious about the diagnosis and asks about lifestyle changes, medication, and long-term effects. How nicely you can do the role play in this scenario. So once you're ready, we will just see the high band sample response. Okay, here is our high band sample response, which gives you higher score. Hello, Mr. Khan. I understand receiving new diagnosis like hypertension can be overwhelming. It's completely normal to feel anxious, but I want to assure you that with the right care, we can manage this effectively. First, let me explain what hypertension is. It's when the pressure of the blood in your arteries is consistently too high. Over time, this can increase your risk for heart issues or strokes. But the good news is that it's highly manageable. In terms of lifestyle, even simple changes like reducing salt, engaging in light exercise such as walking 30 minutes daily, and limiting alcohol can have a big impact. How do you feel about incorporating those into your routine? And regarding medication, in your case, the doctor has prescribed a once daily tablet. Most people tolerate it well, but I will walk you through the side effects so you know what to watch for. And please know you're not alone in this. If you ever feel unsure or have concerns, you are just a call away. Shall we discuss how we can make the first steps manageable for you? Let's unpack why this answer would give you a higher score. Okay, the first one is empathy, right? Empathy starts from the first line itself. Hello, Mr. Khan. I understand receiving a new diagnosis like hypertension can be overwhelming, which means it doesn't start with the medical information. We have started with the emotional validation. So it is building trust instantly, which is important for relationship building. And if you see the next one, let me explain what hypertension is. So here we are giving the information. We are using clear non-jargon explanation. Not We are not using the medical terminologies like systolic or diastolic. We are just giving it a very clear explanation. Okay. And if you see the next one, simple changes like reducing salt, engaging in light exercise such as walking 30 minutes daily, limiting alcohol can have a big impact. So this one is patient centered. We are incorporating perspective. Ends with a question that gives control to the patient because we are asking how do you feel about incorporating those into your routine. So here this one is we are inviting the patient to share his or her perspective, right? And we are avoiding commands like you should start walking. Instead, we are asking how do you feel about? There is a difference, right? And the next one, the doctor has prescribed once daily tablet. Most people tolerate it well. So here we are giving the reassurance. The tone matters here, isn't it? So the last one, you're not alone in this. If you feel unsure or have concerns, just a call away. Shall we discuss how we can make the first steps manageable for you? So here we are ending with invitation to co-create a care plan. This subtle move checks all boxes like structure, empathy, shared responsibility. It sounds human, not rehearsed. Got it? So that's all for today's video. Kindly like, share, and subscribe for more OET tips. See you in the next video. Bye bye.